Hello and welcome to SolaceVision. I'm Jimmy and this is the 12th video in my animation reaction series. Today we're looking at True Friendship Never Withers, Part 1. After a long absence of this kind of thing, we now return to a story animation with more drama, dialogue and basically more depth. I've forgotten how a lot this goes, True Friendship Never Withers, but we're going to remind ourselves right now how the story goes. It's two parts. Here's the first part. True Friendship Never Withers. SolaceVision presents. We're going into the parts and service room. It's quite a sad story. I think I remember this one being one of my favourites. I think it's one of the better animations. There's with Freddy sleeping on the floor in the same position that he sleeps in FNAF 2, and there's a bunch of old photos on the floor from the glory days back in Fredbear's family. Well, I think Fredbear's was like just Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, and then there was the first Freddy Fazbear's with those three, the old withered, unwithered models. And he's looking at the photos and feeling very nostalgic, very wistful about the past. Oh, I forgot how creepy Withered Chica looks. She is the creepiest of the withered animatronics, in my opinion. Those big bulging eyes and those arms. Did I really like that? Yeah, you did. You did. Everything was so perfect back then. Yeah. I can relate to them. How they've been ruined. Their appearances are so like decrepit, and they're just. They can never perform again because of how they've been left to decay. Decaying with a missing arm and face, yeah, that's how it is sometimes, you know. You lose your arm, you lose your face. Bonnet, yeah. No one, yeah, okay, that's me being dramatic again. No one loves me. Like, people do love you. We all, yeah, exactly. And there's Foxy chiming in. You think we look any better? It be what's inside that counts. Alright, and the old hug, even though she can't hug because she can't move her arms. And there's Withered Freddy, the leader, and then he sees the photos and he's like, oh, let me see. And of course, he's the one who kicks off the plot because he decides to get himself repaired, and there you go. And then he, you know, good memories. I animated this myself separately in a different map, an old Freddy Fazbear map. There's Foxy in the old Park Cove, and there's Fredbear and Spring Bonnie on the old Fredbear stage. Ah, good times. Those were the days. Yeah, he's the most nostalgic out of all of them. He's the one who wants to go back the most. We have to do it again. And of course, they're shocked. Like, how can we do it again? We be old and broken. We ain't fit to perform anymore. I mean, most of them have accepted that they can't do it again, but he's like stubborn about it. No, we've got to go back. Oh, yeah. That kind of shocked me. I forgot he did that. Not since the evil man showed up. Yeah, there's the with the Golden Freddy thing. Of course, it ties into the old like purple guy, William Afton kind of thing, where he like. I'm not going into that right now. I just want to focus on this animation. He can't even hold a guitar. Yeah, but that is unless there's a fix for that. Frederick. Yeah, Frederick is the nickname I gave to Toy Freddy to distinguish him from Withered Freddy, because obviously got Freddy and Fred. You know, they're both the same name. You know, and inside here in the box we have the missing parts. Yep, Bonnie's face and arm, and had to negotiate with the night guard, yeah. In, you know, make of that what you will. And also, oh, here we go. The repair scene. This is my favourite part. Da, da, da. So yeah, he put his arm back on and then shake his hand, oiling up the arm so that they move. Oh, the hand fell off again. Bit more work there required. Da, da, da. Fixing the jaw because Foxy's, I think Foxy's jaw tends to hang open quite a bit, so it's got to be tightened a bit. Washing off the old oil stains. Yeah. Drinking coffee because animatronics can drink. Don't question it. And that's a very lazy animation there. It's just them standing there completely still with him spinning around. I was too lazy to animate all the. It would have been too much hard work to have them like moving around. All right. And they're all fixed and nice and new and shiny, good as new. They look very polished, very nice, fit to perform again. Yep. What do you think? It's perfect. Oh man, I had a good time animating this. This is a great story to make. I love this story a lot. Hey Fred. Oh. Do you mind if we take the day shift? There we go. This is where the plot begins. You're old. Just for one day. Okay, then he has to get the consent of the other animatronics. Sure, yeah, Pop doesn't care. Oh, there's Toy Chica. She's approving it. There's Toy Bonnie. I mean, Balloon Boy. I was very tired while recording this. Mango, of course doesn't want to torn up again. But Toy Bonnie disagrees. You're too ugly. No hard feelings, Toy Bonnie. I mean, he's one of my favourite animatronics, and I did that because of how annoying he was in FNAF 2. It was like my way of getting back at him. Oh, yeah. Yep. Part 2 coming soon, and obviously it's already out, and that came about a month later. That was great. I really enjoyed that. It took a while, but eventually I got the knack for telling a good story, and this is a good story. I think I did very well here. There's quite a few things I need to explain that you might not get first time through, so I'm going to go into the thought process. Not really a thought process, more of an explanation process, but let's go into it. So first things first, if you're familiar with FNAF in any way, you'll know there's different classes of animatronics, different categories. There's the classics from the first game, there's the toys and the withers from the second game, there's phantoms, and there's nightmares. I had already used the classics and the toys quite a bit in my animations and pictures on DeviantArt. I didn't want to use the phantoms or the nightmares because they're not real, they're hallucinations, so that left the withers. I hadn't used them much at all. The only time I used them was in, I think, BB's Lost Sign. Apart from that, I hadn't used them at all, except one appearance of toy, I think, with a Bonnie in Fabulous Foxy. Apart from that, no usage, so I had to make an entire animation dedicated to them. And this is where I started to tap into the lore of FNAF more than ever before. Obviously there was a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza before this one in FNAF 2, and I thought, what if the withers somehow remembered that they were in a past restaurant and they wanted to go back? And I threw in some references to stuff from the games like the Purple Guy and Golden Freddy, you know, just to show what I know, to show that I'm not completely winging it here, I do know the backstory. Now the big thing about this animation is this was my first time ever using custom textures, as you can see here on these pictures. These pictures weren't in the game, they're not models, they are paper models, blank paper models that I found in these SFM library. I put them in, I stripped them of their original white blank texture, and I overrode them with my own pictures. And to make these photos, I took a map from Gary's mod. I think it was like a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Chuck E. Cheese hybrid type map. I took it from Gary's mod, poured it over to SFM, loaded it up, and I put in the unwithered models here, posed them on their stages with their instruments and whatnot. And yeah, I rendered them, and I used these images to put into the photos here with my own custom textures. It was a lot of work. I took a lot of research to work out how to do it, but I worked out how to do it, and there we go, my first custom textures. I don't think I use that many custom textures in my animations because they're quite time consuming to make. You have to edit all the little parameters, all the file names and all that. But I didn't just use the maps for the photos, I also used them for mini animations. I animated the animatronics on their stages performing in front of the kids with confetti and all that, another particle effect that I hadn't used them much until this point. I thought Freddy just staring at the photos for several seconds would be very uncreative. I didn't want to take the easy way out, so I rendered this animation separately in another file name, and I inserted it into the animation to show what goes through his head as he looks at the photos, all these nostalgic brain processes. So we have another animation with dialogue here, and once again I didn't use any voice actors because I didn't want to use text-to-speech. I am very independent and I didn't want to like have anyone having control over the project, whereas I wanted full control. And I couldn't find any voice actors which did the characters justice. Each speaker in the animation has their own colour of their text to distinguish them. For example, Chica has yellow, Bonnie has blue, Foxy has brown, actually Foxy is more like a red colour, Freddy has brown. Because the toy animatronics are quite similar in colour, I gave their text different outline colours to make them even more different. For example, Freddy has a red outline. The puppet is easy black and white because he has no equivalent. Chica has an orange outline because of her beak. Balloon Boy, again, unique. She's like white and pink, and Bonnie is light blue and white. With so many characters in this animation, it's important that people can tell the difference. And by the way, these parts here, these missing parts, you can see Chica's hands and eyelids and also Bonnie's face and arm. To get those parts, I had to add 2 extra Bonnie and Chica models, put them way below the map, drag them way under the map, under the boundary, and I detached the requisite parts, Bonnie's arm, Chica's hands, etc., and I dragged them up back into the map, into the box. So below this map, below the animation where all the action's taking place, there is another Bonnie and Chica right below the restaurant, just standing there. The last thing I want to discuss is the lighting. It's very hard to see, but in the parts and service room, there is a very, very faint blue light here. This is my first, I think my second time using coloured lights after the anniversary video. It's very, very faintly blue lit to make it look colder and gloomier and create a more suitable atmosphere and environment for the animatronics to live in, because they're withered, they're broken. And finally, this animation probably used the most lights of any animation I've made up to this point. The default state of this map, this FNAF 2 map, is complete darkness. The entire restaurant is absolutely dark with no lights at all, except maybe a little light in the office. I added loads of lights to light its entire dining area and the stage. As far as I remember, the sheer amount of lights made SFM run very, very slowly. It was dragging my CPU right down, so it's quite hard to animate this because of all the lights. But I got them in the end. I had to add loads of lights to make this thing pop out and not make it too dark, because it's not supposed to be dark. Overall, I can safely say this was a delight to watch again. I'm not sure I prefer part 1 or part 2 of True Friendship Never Withers, but this is definitely one of my highlights of my career, and yeah, I like it a lot. Well, that'll be it for part 1. I look forward to watching part 2 and reminding myself of how the story concludes. I'm gonna post that maybe the Monday after next. I think that's all the time I have to post it, but I look forward to doing that, and I hope you look forward to me watching it and reacting to it. So stay tuned for that, and until then, thank you for tuning in to SolaceVision, and goodbye.